Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky. So today going with another international brand. Been kind of on an international kick lately. Some things from Italy, Kiko Milano, and also Nabla. And I love the Korean brands. Everyone knows that. And this one today is Paul and Joe. Yes. So this was originally, the company is from France, basically. It was made by a woman who was a business person in France, created a clothing line, and eventually, I think in 2002, added cosmetics. And here we are today. And what's interesting is that with Paul and Joe, I noticed there's more of a niche a little bit in the Asian market, specifically Japan, and there is a tie there. I don't know the full history. You can look it up online. Not a historian, just a fan. So they basically have a lot of tie-in with the Japanese market as well, and it does really well there. And you'll see that a lot of these products do sell overseas in that market because of that. And I can completely understand why. When it comes to Japan and even Korea to a degree, they really tend to like cute packaging. You know, nice quality products with cute packaging is going to get you far. But you know, they don't want junk on their face. They're very particular about what they put on their face with their skincare and such, but they want it in cute packaging. And you know what, I'm not going to complain. I kind of do too. Not always, because you're going to pay a hefty price tag for that. But you know, sometimes it's worth it to splurge a little. I'm not going to lie, sometimes I don't mind. I mean, if anyone's looking at my makeup in my bag, I'm like, what are you doing? I know, so, but it is cute. I'm not going to lie. And I will say that this brand is very aesthetically pleasing. Now, I did buy a couple things before. I bought some things that have been recently put out that are limited edition. But I also bought some things last year, or not last year, but they were from, I think, they were from last year's collection. They were still selling it. And so I ended up getting like 20% off, and I ended up picking it up because I always wanted to try this brand. I love the aesthetic, and I was curious to see what it was like. So I do have some of those items. Now, some of these things you can still find online, whether it be on eBay or even some dealers that specifically deal with them. I have found some of these items still, but most of them are limited edition. I think most in general, they have their main lipstick line, which are the colors that they keep around for a long time, but some of them, and I'd say the majority of the line is limited edition. But today I'm just trying it just to see how it works, because I'm just really curious. So let's just look at some of the things that I picked up. Okay, so because I didn't buy any foundation or anything, I don't even know if they have that. Don't have any eyeliner, mascara, anything like that. It's basically, it's the basics. So it's blush, no highlighter, sorry guys, and eyeshadow and lipstick. That's it. I wasn't going to make myself go broke, but I was absolutely curious. And here's some of the packaging. What they do is a lot of this stuff just comes in regular packages. Even the lipsticks, I'll show that quickly. It's getting really bright in here. So this is from last year, like I said. And so you can see it's really cute packaging. The things they don't come in packaging. So you're paying a premium price, but you're paying extra for the packaging, which is refillable, such as this one. So this is the cat one. And again, they really love cat products. And they're not the most well built. I will say I was kind of surprised when I got these. I mean, it was like $8 and I got it in clearance for $4. But this is like plastic. But this is cardboard, and then this is like that foam with the paper around it, so it's foamy. I don't know if you can see it. Very cute, but definitely not worth the price of $8 that they were selling it for. But you pull this out, which again is in plastic, and then pop it in here. So I will say it's very spendy for the materials that are being used. I'll put some of the prices to the side, but it's a bit pricey. So this item is new for this season that was just released. And so this is what it comes in. So here's the packaging, very pretty, very cute. And then that's the packaging that you have. And then you pop it out of this, hopefully, maybe, boop, that's fine, boop, it's that way, and pop it out. And so this is what it looks like. And then you just take it and put it into this container. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I want to go with a little bit of a lighter look. But like here you have the two different, I guess I don't think one's a highlighter. We'll test it. It seems very dark for a highlighter. It may be just to make it more of a matte and dewy finish, because dewy finishes are a little bit more what's used over in Japan and Korea. They like a dewy effect. They're not about matte. They want it to be glistening and glowy, and I actually tend to like that aesthetic myself, so I get it. So I'm going to put this old one in here. So then also last year, I bought this. Now it was eyeshadow, and it did come in this box, and it did come in a container, which was really nice. How cool is that? Yeah, that's really freaking adorable. I saw it, I had to have it. And what is this? Oh, it's a little bow, so if you're giving it as a gift, you're welcome. A little bit bizarre, but okay. So this is what this looks like. Now, a lot of, like I said, the packaging is, you can refill it. So here is one of the lipstick tubes that I got in clearance, and I just popped this color into it. This is from the newest collection. So here is the box. This is what it looks like. Cute, floral, just really pretty. I thought I had gotten a cat, but apparently I did not. Oh no, this is from an old collection. Apologies. I will show you I know it's kind of scattered. I will show you the amazing packaging in a moment. But this is from this season. And you can see the packaging is really cute. These little boxes that just work really well. Pop these out. You can only take it from one direction because the way it's in there, it gets stuck in there a little bit. But this is what it looks like, and it basically pops into a refillable case. Here's the color. I haven't used this, so I don't know what it's like, but you just pop this in like this. Voila. Recycle that piece, damn it. You know you can. I'm big into recycling here. So what I'm going to do is I have foundation on, I have powder on. I only have a blush, eyeshadow, and lipstick. And that's really all that I bought because it is spendy, and that's all I really wanted to spend on. So let's go ahead and test out this eyeshadow. Okay, so like I said, this thing is tiny. It is tiny. But what I want to do is go in with this reddish color, and it does pick up okay. Again, because it's a Japanese aesthetic, I don't expect it to be ridiculously pigmented, but to be honest with you, it's going on really well. I barely tap my brush in there, and look at that. And what I will say is I didn't want to believe it, but the quality is actually quite good. It's very powdery. It's really powdery, but not to the point where it's dropping around my face. It's just going in really nicely. I'm barely tapping my brush in there, and I'll show you. So I'm just going in with this color, and there it is. Barely tapping it. And it goes in nicely. Now, it's not the biggest amount of color. I'm sure if you dug in there more, it would be. I personally don't care. You know, I knew this. Again, I just want to keep repeating so when people aren't, wow, this is for a specific area mostly. And it's sold around the world, and it is a French company, but it's a Japanese aesthetic. And again, they're not going to use really bright colors. I just want to repeat that so that people aren't really disappointed when they see this and go, what, I feel like I got ripped off. No, you didn't. This is the aesthetic. You're doing okay. So because of this, and I just like to do this afterwards. This is a binky thing. I like to go in and just blend it in just a little bit more with my fingers because I like that delicate kind of touch. So we know that this isn't going to be like a really pigmented eye look, and that's okay. So now I'm going to go in with this. Normally I would use my fingers, but I think what I'm going to do is go in with the brush just because why not? I'm kind of curious how this works. I prefer to use my finger on the lid, but not everybody does. My cat's flipping out. I wish I could show you on video, but I can't. She likes to jump on top of doors and slam them open and closed, and it is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So this is going on fine, but it's not, like I said, it's not showing a lot of color, and here's why. It's matching my skin. It's very similar to my skin tone. I'll show the 3 colors. I'll swatch them. That's what it looks like. Again, a wash of color. Calm down. It's not going to make you go woo, but I like it. But the problem is that the tan is extremely sheer. But again, it matches my skin tone. I actually think that this would do better above my eye, like up here, which I'll do. Just put it across here. To blend it in a little bit more. But that's basically it. Yeah. So I'm going to go back in more with that red. It looks like you really have to build this. I mean, it does go in nicely, so I don't want to see it to build it up, because see, it does go in nicely, but I'm just finding I'm not going to necessarily get the eye look that I want because it's so light. We're just going to get a wash here, which I know. It's pretty, but I want just a little bit more, and I don't think that that's going to happen, even building it up on the brush. I think it pretty much is all going to be the same, which is fine. You don't always need a dramatic eye look, and actually most days when I go out, I don't use a dramatic eye color. That's just not me, and I'm going to get that here. So here we go. If you use a denser brush, it packs in just a little bit more, which may give you the dimension that you want. Or you could just go with the kiss of color like I did, and there you go. So it just depends on the aesthetic that you're looking for, but it does. It depends on the brush, and this one's stiffer, and it's working really well. So really pretty. So I want to go in with the blue a little bit because I do want to use all 3 colors. It's kind of interesting they went with the blue because it really doesn't match this. And I'm just going to go under the eye just for a full-on spring look. It's kind of odd because I don't really know where the blue fits into this, but this brush is completely wrong for this. I'm going to go ahead and put on an eyeliner and some mascara, and I'm just going to call this done because we knew with these 3 colors it wasn't going to be anything crazy, but it's still very nice, goes on very well. And so let's finish it up and move on to some of the other colors. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't put the eyes on because what I want to do is go in a little bit more because the one color is so close to my skin tone. It just it's just not showing up the way I want. And I have a bigger mirror that I use when I go and put on eyeliner and stuff. And in general, it's the bathroom, basically. It's hard in here because I just work on a bed. So there you go. So what I'm doing is I'm putting on a little bit more here just to put a pop of color. And there we go. It's, it's very light. It's not showing up the way that I wanted it to, but I mean, it's not bad. So what I'm going to do, I know I look a little bit disorganized, is use this, I think. Actually, I'm going to use this one here that I took out because I want to use that across the lid just to add a little bit more color. I'm curious how this will work. It is a blush, but I just feel like there's nothing really there. And this definitely works, making more of a pink eye color than the beige like color. It really wasn't doing me any favors. I'm not sure if this one is either, but it gives just a little bit more dimension. And it's interesting because the blush feels almost identical, except a little bit less spongy. Yeah, I said spongy than the eyeshadow. So now I'm going to put this back into the corner using my finger. I just think it works better sometimes, and it is indeed like adding it the way that I want it to. So it's very monochromatic kind of look. I did try the blue. You can see that the blue is underneath the eye, but it's not necessarily showing up as much as I would like. But it is what it is. So I really will be back this time with mascara and eyeliner. Okay, so here it is. And there are no mirrors in this, by the way. So that's why I'm using a different one, is because, There's no mirrors in these products. So it turned out okay. You know, it's a very pretty look. Very kind of fleshy, nice, happy look. So that's how that worked. There was also another one, I think, with yellow, green, and orange or something. But I think this one's just a little bit more wearable, and indeed it is, especially if you like berry type colors in the eyes, which I do, so no complaint. So the next thing is using this blush. Instead of just using on my eye, actually using it. And so I am curious to see how this works. I think you're supposed to put them together like this, and then put it on your cheek, and it's really picking up, and so it's making me a little bit nervous that it might be a little bit too dark for my face. Because here's the problem, when I'm very fair, as you can see, so for me, blushes are, I don't like putting on blushes. Blushes are a tough sell for me because they always get too dark on my face. So you'll see, and there we go. Yeah. I'm going in lightly, but, and I dipped it in there pretty lightly, but this is what happens, is it just tends to go on really dark. I was hoping, because it is more catered towards a Japanese audience, that it would go in lighter than this, but to be fair, my skin tone is extremely light, so it's a bit much for me. But, and I went in light-handed too, so I'm kind of curious, because this is the light one. This one is the one that I originally picked up. I don't know how this is going to work on my skin tone. It's going to be way too intense, I think. I could definitely swatch it. I'm mixing it in together just so you can see what it looks like. And yeah, that's really intense, actually. And then this is the newest one from the newest collection. And they're both pretty intense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some powder, just regular standard powder that I would use, and try to blend this in just a little bit more. Okay, so looking at it isn't so horrible. I don't tend to be a big blush kind of gal. I do it because I need to, because I'm so fair. But I just don't like a lot of it on. Some people do, I don't. So it's not abnormal for me to go in with a powder like this and fix it up. That's just a binky thing. And now it goes in quite nicely. In fact, it's very light, but that tends to be my aesthetic. I'm just not really big into a lot of blush, so there you have it. But again, because there is no highlighter with it, the two colors go together basically. I don't really understand why, because you can't go into it individually and create a highlighter and it's just kind of powdery, so it doesn't make sense. I don't really understand why it's split like that unless you're supposed to mix the colors together, but to me it's just kind of odd. It is a very powdery formula, which, you know, blush should be, which is good because then it goes in really nicely, but again, it's very powdery. So that may not be everybody's, you know, it's very powdery. It's the same material practically as the eyeshadow. It's just a bigger pan. So there you go. So now I want to try on the lipstick because why not? But first, what I wanted to show, which is what kind of got me to buy the newest collection, was they had a limited edition case. Now they are known for having kitten lipstick. Yes, kitten lipstick, but once you start using it, you wear the cat's head off, and that just is really sad. So to fix this issue for the cat aesthetic, they have a cat lipstick case. Yes, please. And you pop it in there and then close it up. Yes, please. Absolutely love it. So you would take one of these, and these are from the new collection, and I will definitely swatch these. And you put them inside the cat. So these are darker reds, as you can see. And I can show you how much product you get in it. They are expensive. They are $20, and you get about that much. Not much of a scent. Interestingly enough, not much of a scent, which I didn't quite expect. But okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try these on and swatch them because they are the new collection. I'm sure people are curious. Okay, so this color is 117. I will put it to the side. It really doesn't tell you what it is, which is a little bit bizarre, but it is 117. And this is a really light color. Now this is interesting because it's more sheer. It's almost like a balm. And so it's very, very light, very, very pretty for this time of year. I did think it would be a little bit darker, but it's not. Very wearable, very pretty, very feminine. You know, if you want, or a very nice summer kind of glow. It just depends. But again, it's very light. It's interesting. It's almost like a balm in the way that it goes on. It's very soft. In fact, what I want to do is I want to wipe it off while we have the camera rolling just to see if it stains. And it doesn't. It really wipes right off, actually quite easily. Okay, not bad. Let's go on to the next one. So the next one is 118. Let's make sure. There we go. And again, this one's supposed to be darker. You can kind of see it there. It's a darker color. I'm curious to see how this will go on. And just so you can see on the tip, there's these flowers. Hopefully it's showing, which is really pretty. Of course, it wears away after you use it a few times. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a really pretty color. It is pigmented. It's not full on pigment. Again, it does come out lighter because it is more of a balm type. But I find for the most part, except for there, this to be easy to apply. This works really well, the applicator. Very nice, because a lot of lipsticks naturally go this way anyway, so it does it for you. This one's actually really pretty, especially with this eyeshadow. I really like it. But again, it's a wash of color. But what I will say is that it'll be really comfortable in the fall because it is moisturizing. Again, this is more of a first impression. I haven't worn this for a prolonged period of time to see how moisturizing these are. I will definitely do a review on them. But right now, it's definitely very moisturizing. So I can see these being really comfortable in the fall and winter when it starts getting colder outside. And it's a really beautiful berry color. So the next color is 116. Now you can see that all of these are darker. And again, it's because we're going into fall. So that's probably why. Oh wow, that's nothing like I expected. Very pretty color. As you can see, the flower is almost completely worn away already. I hope it's showing, but it's completely almost worn away now, which is fine. That's a really pretty color, but again, it's nothing like it is in the tube. You can see there, it's nothing like I expected. I really do like it. I really do like it, but it's just, it's nothing like it is in the tube. I just didn't really expect that. Interesting. So yeah, those are the newest collection, in case you were wondering. I think there's only the 3 colors, and this is the seasonal look. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on, because I do have, and I do want to show them, I have a little box of all these little products here. So what I do have are these. I have 6 other colors that I picked up from before off a sale, and so I want to go ahead and swatch these as well, just so you can see, and how I can see how these look when you actually put them onto the lips. These are more from the permanent line, so you can pick these up anytime. The first color is 103. Apparently I have used this before because I can see the tip is kind of broken off a little bit. It's very similar to the colors I already just tried on, except it looks warmer. This appears to have a lighter finish even. It's a little bit stiffer than the other ones. It's warmer. It's a warmer, more berry color. Very pretty. Will be great for fall. A nice wash of color, but it's interesting because I've worn this before. It looks like a little bit, and you can see it's already kind of deteriorating there, but whatever. I haven't worn these a lot. These will get a lot of use for me, like I said, during the fall more, I think, is how I feel that these are going to work. It's very pretty. It's a very natural wash of color. Yeah, it's just a warmer berry color. The next one is 214, which I had already in here and already put it in there. I was like, why is this box empty? Oh, I know, because it's in here. Because they really don't put the colors on it, so it's just easier to keep the boxes. This one's really nice, very light color. Again, it's always a good 2 to 4 shades lighter. This is something that I would definitely wear this time of year. I'm loving this. I think this is just absolutely beautiful. I'm glad I found it because I think I'm going to start wearing it now. This is a little bit more cool tone. It's a little bit on the warm side a little bit. Hopefully it's picking up, but it's just such a pretty natural color, and so I'm really liking this one. So the next one is 302, and this one's more of like a fuchsia kind of color. But we know it's going to be a lot lighter than it appears in the tube. Hopefully it doesn't break off with me doing this. Actually, no. This one is full color. I did not expect that. So this one stays pretty true to what it is in the tube. I'm kind of surprised to find that because most of them don't. And because of that, it went on a little bit sloppy because I was like, oh, I'll just throw it on because there's going to be no pigment, which was wrong. Yeah, and we're just going to chalk this up to really sloppy application because I'm like, it's going to be another one of those bombs. Just throw it on. Who cares? Wow. It's really bright. It is really bright, really moisturizing still. Got to be careful with this one because it is full impact, unlike the rest of them. This one is no joke. Yeah, it's like this bright pink 302. Absolutely beautiful. I should start wearing it now because I wouldn't wear something like this except for the spring and summer. And it is just absolutely beautiful. And I don't normally like pinks, but it's a nice fuchsia pink. So it's a little bit more wearable. I know some are like, that's wearable. To me it is. So, but I like it. So yeah, I'm liking this one, but it was kind of a shock because I didn't expect it to be quite as pigmented as it was. Okay, because it's more pigmented, this one did stain a little bit on the lips. I mean, I'm not upset about it. I mean, I kind of expected it with the color like that, but yeah, I didn't expect that. So yeah, there's some staining there, but you know, you can't really be upset about it. So the next one is 307. I'm curious to see how this one goes. Again, another one of those darker type colors. Okay, so this one's another berry red. I'm finding it to be kind of a trend with this. It's very pretty, actually, very pretty. Again, like 2 shades lighter than the actual tube. So it's kind of hard because you don't know what you're going to get until you actually try it on. So it's difficult when you're buying online because, of course, the colors that are showing from the tube aren't going to match what is actually on the lips. But it's a very pretty color. I do like it. Apparently a lot of them are in that same kind of vein of the berry type colors, and now I have many of them. I already did, but now I have more of them. Okay, we found the staining. We found the staining. So the last one is 209. I'm curious because I haven't taken these out for a while. Oops. That one stayed in the box, unfortunately. Oh, it was put in upside down. We'll deal with that later. Anyway, this is 209, I think it was. And this one's lighter, a lot lighter color, which is great. Hopefully it goes on the way it looks. No, interesting. It's more of a white based pink, and it doesn't look like that when you look at it. It just does not look like that at all. So I'm kind of confused. Well, no, I guess it does. It's pretty. It's just not a color that I would gravitate towards. I actually don't care for white based pinks like this. I just they don't complement my skin tone. I don't think they complement a lot of people's skin tones. I mean, some, yes, but for the most part, they're a little bit harder sell. It's not that bad. It's just not something that I would reach for. You know, which is fine. That's fine because I had quite a few of these. So, I mean, that's just one that I definitely wouldn't necessarily wear as much. The last thing I have, I probably won't swatch. It was limited edition. I kind of got into the hype of this and bought it, and I never used it. At least I don't think I did. No, I did not. And it's like this jelly, and I don't even know why I picked it up. No, oh, it does have a scent. This one has perfume on it. It's really cute. And so part of me is like, well, what are you going to do? Just stare at it? But it was more expensive. And part of me is like, why don't you just sell it? You're never going to wear it. And what is the point of this? But they went really quickly, and I just thought it was really cute, and I ended up picking it up. So pardon, but I won't be swatching that. But I think I have a good enough idea as to how I feel about these items. I really love this. I really do. I think this is really great. It's very kitschy and cute, and something that I would definitely wear or use and put the lipsticks in. It's just fantastic. But what do I think? So this is a first impression. Looking at the whole thing, I don't care for this lipstick color, but that's on me. It works well with the eyeshadow. I think it's really nice. I will say, for the most part, these aren't the most pigmented products. So if you're looking for overly pigmented, you're not going to really get that. There were a few lipsticks that were full pigment, but for the most part, they were a wash, more like a balm, or were 2 to 4 shades lighter, as I said before. So that's something to just look at. They are very moisturizing. At least they feel so on the lips. I don't know how they are long term. You know, they're not really settling into the lines, but it's something that I would have to wear. And what I may do is do a swatch video on these later on after I've worn them, and just do a quick swatch video, because I think that would be really great. This is more of a first impression. But I thought the blush would be really difficult to wear, because look how dark it is, but it actually buffers out really well. So even for somebody like me who has fair skin, I put it on the cheek and then I used a powder, and it went out really nicely. I really like how it ended up looking in the long run. So at first I was shocked, and then when I used the powder, it went into a way that I would like. So if you're fair skin, don't be afraid of these. They're very workable, very blendable, like the eyeshadows. The eyeshadows and the blusher are very much the same formula, and so they both work really well. They're gonna work with you, not against you, which I really like. Looking at the eyeshadow, again, these aren't overly pigmented, and so this is the colors that are there. The blue you could barely see under my eye, and the bright like burgundy color has really just, it's really blended out to a very wearable pink color, darker pink color, but it's just not overly pigmented. It's just not, and that's the reality. And again, it may be to the market that it was directed towards, like I said, which is more the Japanese market. It's not bad. It's very beautiful. It's just not, if you're looking for really pigmented eyeshadow, this is not for you. I'm fine with it because I actually don't like overly pigmented things all the time, because I do have such fair skin. But for the most part, I do like it. Again, it's a first collection, or first impression. They are very spendy. So if you're spending this price, some people may look at it and say, why am I spending this type of money for something that doesn't have a lot of pigment? And fair enough. So this may not be for you. If you like a very cute aesthetic, in very cute little boxes for very little product, I think this one was $28 for the eyeshadow. $28. And I don't know how deep it goes, but that's a lot of, I got 20% off, but even still, that is a lot. That's not a lot of product for that price in a very cute box. So you're paying for the packaging. You're paying for the cute factor. And it's expensive. It's expensive. So I think this is very much a niche kind of makeup. It's for if you want to display your makeup and put it out. It's very pretty. If you have like a makeup desk or something, you can leave this out and be proud of it. It's very beautiful in that way. Very petite, very feminine, very Japanese Parisian, and that I think they both appreciate that aesthetic, and it's great. But again, it's because of that, it's not going to be overly pigmented. And the thing that Japan and France do share is that you'll notice even the French women, they tend to wear a bold lip and a lighter eye, so it doesn't surprise me. And the same thing kind of goes right now at this time in Japan as well, though they don't always go for the bright lipsticks there as much as the French do. And again, this changes, things can change, but at this point in time. So it just depends what you're looking for. I like it. I will happily continue to wear these. Would I buy it again? I don't know. I mean, I like it. I think it's cute. The packaging draws me in, so I'm not going to say no. I'm kind of 50-50, but I'll gladly wear what I have now. And what I'll do is I'll do a review later on with these, because again, like I said, first impression. So look for that. The eyeshadow I may not, because it's limited edition, but these blushes for the most part, except for one, are in the collection. So watch for that, and let me know what you think. Because I'm curious, is it worth it to you? Are you like, no, girl, it's not? What are you thinking? Because I'm curious to hear. But anyway, until next time, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.